Hi guys, so today's video is going to be about my experience with getting my wisdom teeth removed. I see a lot of these videos on YouTube and I searched for a lot of videos on YouTube because, you want to get yourself prepared for, what can be the outcome of having your teeth removed. And it is scary, so I thought I might just share with you guys my experience, and hopefully if you guys are going to get your wisdom teeth removed or thinking about it, this might ease some of your anxiety or maybe some of your thoughts that you might have. I hope you guys think this video is very helpful, and if you do, make sure to give it a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And make sure to hit that subscribe button down below because I do make videos every week and I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. So let's get started with this video. So I have a whole bunch of things here that I'm going to be telling you guys on how my experience went with the wisdom teeth getting removed. So let's get started. So starting with pre-surgery, I had already knew that I was getting my wisdom teeth removed, and I was pretty anxious and I was pretty scared because I already have like a really big phobia with, dentists in general. So I looked on YouTube of what could happen, and of course if you ever look online, you will find things you don't want to find. So that even made my anxiety worse. So I'm gonna say that the day before I had to get the surgery done, I had to work that day. I know I had to work, and I was like really scared because, I just didn't know what to expect. And I just thought all the things that could go wrong will go wrong. So, and then I'm gonna fast forward to the day of surgery. So that morning, my mom took me to the oral surgeon where I had to get it done. And we were sitting in the office, I signed in, and then they took me in the back to get x-rays of the teeth they were going to remove. I had to get actually 5 teeth removed, 2 wisdom teeth on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then 1 molar that was really bad. It had really bad cavity. So they did the x-ray. The x-ray wasn't painful. If you guys already know what x-ray is, it's not that serious. So had that done. Then I came back into the waiting room, waited for the nurse to come and get me. So the nurse came and got me, and I brought my mom along because I wanted my mom to be there when the whole surgery was gonna happen. So they took me into the room, and the nurse was like, okay, Jasmine, you're going to wait here for the surgeon to come in. He's going to talk to you about what's going to happen. So I'm waiting in the room, and I didn't think that the room that I was going to be waiting in was the room where they were going to do the surgery at. So I thought they was going to bring me into another room, which they didn't. So the surgeon comes in. He's really nice. He was really nice. I think that eased a little bit of the anxiety. So he had the x-rays that he took before, and he put them up, and he's like, you know what, these are the teeth that we're going to remove, and this is what I'm going to do. And then he explained to me about the anesthesia because I did not want to have this done without anesthesia. I am really, like I said, I have really bad anxiety with dentists. So they said, listen, it isn't going to be like the traditional anesthesia where they just put you to sleep and they put the feeding tube down and the breathing machine. They're not going to do that. You're going to be kind of like in a drunken state when you have this done. So you will be coherent and aware of your surroundings. So when he said that, I was even more paranoid. And I wish I would have done research on anesthesia, local anesthesia, whatever type of anesthesia that they give you, so I knew what I was going to expect. He's like, okay, we're gonna bring everyone in to get this done. And he said, okay, Mom, you can go in the waiting room and I'll call you in when everything is done. I thought my mom was gonna be able to stay with me because I was paranoid enough, and I just wanted her there for support because I was really scared. So at this point, the nurses came, they had like 4 or 5 people come in, and it kind of was, I'm gonna say, it was kind of like bombarding because it was like all at once, and I couldn't keep track of. Whenever I go to the doctor, I like to see what they're doing. I like to keep track. Even when I get needles done, I'm not really afraid of needles. I don't have no phobia of needles at all, but I just want to see what they're doing. So with the 5 people there, I couldn't keep track of every person at the same time. So what they did first was they put a mask on me, which was the laughing gas. And I think that helped because it calmed my nerves and at the same time they were putting the laughing gas on, they gave me the IV with the anesthesia. And I didn't feel the needle, I didn't feel nothing, but I could feel like the anesthesia going into my body, and I was really trying to fight to stay awake, stay alert, but it didn't work. So I think as he was counting, I was like, okay, Jasmine, I'm going to count down, count with me, 10, and when he got to 9, I passed out. So, and it wasn't passed out, I was kind of like he said, you're kind of like drunk type of like delusional, so incoherent. So what happened after that, I kind of was out of it. I really didn't know what was going on, and I guess my experience with the anesthesia, I kind of felt I was like hallucinating and seeing things, and I felt like I was at a circus. You know how like you have those videos on YouTube where people come out of getting their wisdom teeth done and they act crazy? I was one of those people. So after that happened, it felt like a minute, no less than a minute, no more than a minute to me. It felt like the whole procedure took. But my mom said later on that it took like an hour for them to take the teeth out and all this type of stuff, and it was longer than that. But it felt very quick to me. I didn't feel them take the tooth out. I didn't feel them put any type of injections in my teeth. I didn't feel nothing. So then they stood me up and they brought my mom in, and the nurse was there. I really couldn't recognize them. I didn't know where I was, who I was. I was just very loopy. I didn't know what was going on. So apparently my mom said that, you know, I was so worried and so scared of where I was that my pressure shot up to 200 over 108. So that was pretty bad. So they was trying to calm me down, like, Jasmine, calm down, I'm here, I'm here. I didn't even recognize my mom. I swear she had 5 heads. I saw 5 heads and she had 5 heads. I did not recognize her, so I was scared because she wasn't there, and I didn't feel safe and blah blah blah. So after the anesthesia was starting to wear off and I recognized her, that's when my pressure went down. So after that, my mom took me to the car, and apparently as they went out to get her, the doctor gave her prescriptions, gave her a note for my job, gave her everything that I needed to go home with, and instructions on how to deal with post-surgery. My mom went to the pharmacy to pick up my medications, which they sent me home on some pain medication and antibiotics. So I went home and I slept, and as soon as I got home, the anesthesia was wearing off, so I could feel pain, I can feel discomfort, I can feel everything that happened, I could feel everything. So my mom's like, okay, you have to eat. So I could not suck, I could not spit, I couldn't do the normal functions you do with your mouth, couldn't do them. So after that happened, I had went to, my mom gave me applesauce, and I had chicken broth, and I had pudding. I was eating all those foods that you're supposed to have when you get your teeth removed, and I ate those, and then I took my medication, and then I slept. I'm gonna say I was in this phase for like 2 or 3 days where I just was eating liquid foods and taking my medication and sleeping. So I was doing that for like a good 3 days. And I was trying to get used to talking because the teeth weren't there, the 5 teeth weren't there, and I was trying to get used to the hole being there, and because there's a hole, like the pressure in the hole and the pressure out of the side of your head, you can feel the draft and you can feel like the air in the hole, and it's just, you know, weird. So after that, a couple days, I'm going to say my 4th and 5th day, I was feeling better, and I was sick of having liquid food, so I was starving. At this point, I don't care if I rip my stitches open, and while eating, at least I ate. So my mom had bought pizza for my dad and herself, and I saw the pizza. I'm like, oh my god, can I please have a slice of pizza? She's like, okay, sure. So I had like 3 slices, but I had to cut them up into like tiniest pieces to chew them because I was afraid that because of my teeth and the holes that I would rip my gums open. So I'm gonna say I did that. I'm still doing that now because I'm still trying to get used to chewing with the teeth not being here and all that type of stuff. And they also had put stitches in, the dissolvable stitches, so I have stitches all over my mouth and I can feel them, and supposedly they're supposed to dissolve within 5 to 10 days, so hopefully they'll dissolve soon and they won't be there, so I have to continue taking the antibiotics to help with the healing process. So the things I'm going to recommend not to do when you have your wisdom teeth out is, like I said, spit or suck or any type of that thing, because you will blow the stitches out. You will pull what they did out, and then you're gonna have to go back and get it done again, which you don't want that to happen. My last final thoughts, any recommendations? Would I recommend getting your wisdom teeth taken out? I'm gonna say for me it was a great experience. I didn't feel anything. I wasn't in any sort of pain. I would recommend getting it done. Any type of suggestions? Like I said, I would recommend doing your research and seeing, you know, what to expect when you go there and all types of stuff like that. But